Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. We start here with chapstick. Of course, for those of you who are new here, welcome and thank you for being here. Those of you who have been here, you know this. The crazy because we just are, but in a fun, haha kind of way. And sometimes like did she really just say that or do that kind of way? Yeah, and the troll because there is no such thing, number one. And also just to make a little bit of fun of the perfection aspect of the beauty community, you must use this tool, you must use this brand, you must apply it just like this, or you're wrong, or your makeup is busted. No. So troll just, we're going to do what we want to do. We're going to wear what we want to wear, and we're going to rock it with confidence. That's the concept of the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I'll show you what else we do here. All right, you guys wanted it. You know by the title what this is. My eyes are tearing. I've been up for like 35 minutes. I did my skincare, my personal hygiene, and I'm wearing my contacts, which means everything in front of me looks a little blurry. But we're going to do our Ipsy try on. The first thing we're going to do, the hairspray witchamajigget. I'll list these items below. And I'm doing this just for shine because like heat protectant and all of that stuff. My hair doesn't need it. Oh, it's spitting at me. I think it's safe to say this is not for my hair type. It's spitting at me. Like how this is like that. You see how it's still kind of just... And so I will probably give that away. I do have a cloth here because I really do not think that's for my hair type. And number two, if someone else can get use out of it for what it's for other than shine, then that would be, I would feel better about that instead of me just using it just to use it. And I don't like how it sprays either, which I really feel it because you see my scalp. So it's just like spitting on my scalp. This one piece of hair, well, not one piece, but this one section does not want to lay down. So we tried that. So that's going to go back inside the Ipsy box and hopefully it won't fall. What else I have here? I'm not going to do the mask today, of course. I am going to try it. I'll report to you back on that. The other things we have here to try is the eye cream. It does have a scent to it. I was pulling this stuff out last night and it has a noticeable scent. So I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a Q-tip and we're just going to take some off the lid instead of putting my fingers in it. So in case I do give it away, I can say I didn't have my fingers in it. So I put the protective lid back on. And we're going to close that back up. I'm going to sit that to the side. We're going to put this on my finger from off the Q-tip. Smush together. That was way too much. So I'm going to take some off of my hands, well, my fingers, onto the cloth. It feels good going on. It does. I'm not really looking for the benefits of what this says it does because I have an eye cream that I really like. This is just for added stuff for when I do my face. We're experimenting, again, of course, most of this is because it's Ipsy try-on stuff from March. We have the Pore Professional Benefit Primer. Since this is a larger size, we want to save that for another day. We have the Yensa primer. We're going to put that away for another day. We had this primer, can't read it because of my contacts. We're going to put this away for another day. The one we're going to use is this one because it's small, which means even if I do like it, it will get used up. And plus I just opened a Fenty primer and a new milk primer. So I don't want to have a lot of larger primers open. 1 ounce plus ounces open. So this little one, we're going to take this. Oh, it has a little witchamajiggy, which is good, and I can't see how to open it. Oh shit, where's my reading glasses? Way over there. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. Oh, I think that just spit. Ew, it did. You know what, there's air in it. So we have just a tiny bit right here. Where's my brush? And we're going to use this brush and put this under our eyes. This was a technique Wayne did years ago, and it did work. And maybe like a year after he did it, Alexandra was saying she was trying a technique that Wayne did, and she did it. And it does work, but it's like, you know me, if you've been here, I just want to put stuff on and it works. And even though it looked nice, it's just extra steps. Okay, my under eyes are feeling weird. All right, so then we're going to take our primer. Not primer. We're going to take our NARS foundation. Oh my gosh, did I tell you I just woke up? NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This shade is Caramel. I need to look in the mirror back here because looking up here, sorry to poke you in the eye, like I am blurry as hell. Around the nose. So this is supposed to help, using that same brush, supposed to help your concealer from creasing. I forgot to put some over here, but we can do that right now. Because you're adding extra hydration under your eye and also the eye primer to help lock it in. But these days, because foundations, I'm sorry, because primers are so matte, it's like they lock themselves in. Most of them, well, the ones I use, which is the NARS. But yeah, so, and I have a mirror down here as well, but it's slanted upward, so I don't see straight on. I see straight on in the mirror back here. But all right, so yeah, no. We're gonna, I don't know if I want to do a little bit more or just wait and see what happens after the foundation. I say as I put a little bit more on. I don't do the whole triangle thing. And I forgot about the technique of using, excuse me if you heard that. My throat was like, I didn't have breakfast yet. The technique of using concealers as color correctors. And I think because I'm sleepy and I'm just like Ipsy try on, so I'm not thinking of trying all the other stuff that I've tried before, which I did actually like. So we're going to leave this like this. I am going to use, it's looking shallow right here, like right here. But I'm going to use, excuse me, the Fenty foundation today. We're going to put more of the primer on here. And I'm actually going to use the Fenty brush. Today is April 2nd, and it is 11:45. I'm going to use the Fenty brush with this because, well, with the foundation, because when I tried the foundation last night, I used the Scott Barnes brush, and to me it looked patchy, and I think it's just because of this type of brush. The color, I was surprised, looked good, but I was really thinking, I'm putting more primer on the palette. I'm really thinking that I did need this brush or a dense brush like this. Or I could also even use this brush, which is a blush brush, but I love it for foundation. And the reason I use the Scott Barnes brush is because it is a larger brush and I can do a wider area, which my face is big, quicker than a brush like this. All right, so we're going to close up this primer. The Fenty primer number 345. There is a little bit, I did like 2 1/4 pumps. There's a tiny bit of primer left on the palette, and so I just put the foundation on top of that. And this is what we have. And so we're going to tap that in and tap that around. And I am trying to move quickly because this brush, it does take me a little bit longer. It does give a more full coverage because even just using it with the Scott Barnes brush, I was like, this is kind of sheer. And this is this one, the Pro Filter, I think soft matte such and such, such and such, such and such. And so, yeah, this is definitely way more coverage than, and this didn't even cover as well. That doohickey right there, using the Scott Barnes brush, which is fine because I don't, even though this is the matte foundation, and I think medium to full coverage, like I don't really like I don't really like full coverage looks because I think it makes me look flat unless there's like a dewy aspect or using a setting spray just to put some life back into my face. So that was everything on here. 2 1/4 pumps. I did 2 pumps with the Scott Barnes brush and I had foundation left over except what I scraped off for under my eyes and around my nose. But what do we think of this color? Excuse me for that. I'm doing this so you can see here. I never match my foundation to my neck because they are 2 different colors. And here we're about embracing our features, enhancing them if we want to. But I don't match with my neck because if I match my neck and then say I wipe my face and forget, it's going to be clear that it's 2 distinct different colors. So as long as it blends down to like here, I'm fine with that. And it does set pretty quick. I had forgot that about that foundation and I kind of like it. So the next thing we're going to do eyeshadow primer. And we're going to use my old standby. I need another brush to blend out the primer. We're going to put primer on our lids. Oh shit, I done went all the way up. Oh shoot, I just realized I didn't do my eyebrows. Yell as loud as you can at the screen if I forget later to do my brows. I am just tired. I think I got about maybe 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm excited though. I have a surprise today for you. Though there will be another video today, unless something crazy happens. There will be another video today. Again, it's April 2nd, and I have a surprise for you. No, it's not a giveaway, but it is a surprise, and I'm really excited about it. And it is going to be a Mountain Dew day because I'm working down at Baltimore Playhouse tonight, so it's going to be a really, really long day. For eyeshadow, I didn't pull out any brushes, but you know what I have right here? The crown brushes. Did these? Yeah, these did come in the Ipsy Glam bag X as well. So I'm going to be using these brushes, and I've washed them and set them aside specifically to use. So we're going to use those today. And for eyeshadow, I had received 2 eyeshadow palettes. This one looks like shit to me. I just couldn't get past, I can't get past that. And even though if the inside was like, oh my gosh, wow, I still wouldn't buy this because the color of the packaging just really throws me off. So we're going to use both of these today. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them yet. We're just going to take this brush. We're just going to go in. We're going to take this shade down here, put this in the innermost corner. And this is a large brush and this is a small palette. This takes up the whole palette. So we're going to, oh, okay, let me shut up. I clown stuff. I want to say thank you to those of you who, when I'm like, yeah, and you guys are like, you got a nice box, you should try it. And I'm like, ew. But then like, okay, one person said something, I'm just like, okay. And I mean, not like that, but kind of like that. And then when a second person says something similar, I'm just like, And then by the third comment, and it's like, yeah, you should try such and such, that looks nice. And then I'm really thinking like, you know what? I do need to just try stuff and stop being so hard on it. And so thank you to those of you who encouraged me to do a try on, to use these palettes. That's, oh my gosh, that is nice. Why am I talking like this? I am out of my mind. Yo, I'm telling you, when I'm sleepy, it's just like whatevs. Will this shade go next to that? This is nice because I can just swipe it down. And we're just going to put this here. This is a nice grungy shade. But not for a lid shade because it's just blah. But you know what? I might top it with this one, and maybe that's why that's there. We're still using the same brush. I don't know if I flipped it over or not. So I'm not even going to lie and say I did because I really don't remember. So I'm rushing to put this all over because my lids are sticking. This part up here is sticking to my lid because Fenty primer is a tacky primer, which is why I like it. This is going on easily. Just taking the top and blending a little bit, but not really. So that's what that is looking like, this brush. And we're going to dip into this shade here. You know, first we're going to go into this one just to get some of the stickiness off of here, because I'm not sure how that other shade is going to perform. And I'm thinking this one will be my skin tone. And so it won't matter. It'll just, as I said, take the stickiness down. This is a non-shade on me. I am just putting it all the way up to my brow bone, and you cannot tell it's even there. So this would be a good blend out shade, I guess, because it's not a shade. All right, we're going to wipe that brush off. Well, you know what? The shade isn't brushing off. We're going to go into this shade. Is there a blending brush here? We're going to take the blending brush. I don't want to, yeah, because I don't know what I'm saying. Tap on the tip of the brush. Was I going to take this all the way over, or was I just going to take this in my outer corner? I say as I take it all the way over. This is the troll part, just doing stuff, and also the crazy part, just having fun with it. I like this shade. Dipping straight in again, tapping it off, putting it on the edge of the top of that lid shade. I'm wondering if this is showing up muted, even though it's not a deep shade, but it is deeper. Oh, it's messy too. It's deeper in person, but I'm wondering if it's not vibrant because I put that other shadow down first. I want to turn down all these lights because I want you to see the colors of these palettes. This is what I see in person when I look at these palettes. I should have looked at my eyes while the lights were off. We're also going to, take this brush and we're going to dip into this red shade. Ooh, powdery. That red shade is powdery. And we're going to tap that under here with this brush. And there are smaller brushes in there. We had 2 small brushes I could have chose from. I am kind of liking this though. I'm going to connect, even though it's not going to stay connected because my eyes tear. We're going to go back to the, I was going to say the brush we used for blending, thinking it still had that first transition shade on there to buff it out, but I forgot I had used it for this red. I'm going to take some more of that red, just feather it inward on the outer corner. Feels like my eyes are starting to tear, which means it's going to ruin my eyeshadow. I like that lid shade, but not all over the lid. I would like that to blend out, or maybe outer corner, doing a grungy look, or maybe even transition. But next to this shade, I'm not really digging it. I like the look though, but it's not my preference, is what I'm saying. We're just going to take this brush, we're going to flip it over even though there's shadow at the top. We're going to dip into this one. This one doesn't look chunky. And so we're just going to swipe it and see what that does right here. See if that can bring some life. Found a little bit of life to it, to this look. I think I actually do like this look. So thank you again to those of you who are like, you should try it. This is going on smooth, but I am being a little rough, which I shouldn't because I have my contacts in. So like if I press too hard, my contact lens will move around on my eyeball. This, I actually like this look. I do want something else on my lower lash line though. So maybe I'm gonna take this brush, actually no, this one. I'm going to go into that same shade, and we're going to load it up on the brush. That seems to be a creamy shade. And we're going to put this here on our lower lash line. Did that show up any? I think it showed. Yeah, it did. And so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm sorry that I'm all like, because my tripod is right here in front of me, and so the mirror behind it, I need to look this way to see this eye, and then this way to see the other eye, or just do this to see both eyes. Y'all, my setup is, you've seen it, part of it, like in my workable curated makeup collection. My station is small, and it reminds me not to buy a lot of stuff because I don't need a lot of stuff. And so even though sometimes I'm like, I need more space, other times, no shadow on this brush, other times I like my station being small. And it also helps me to not end up with a lot of clutter either because I don't have space for it. I am liking this look. The other thing, oh, another Q-tip. This eye feels like it's trying to tear. I'm gonna do my brows real quick. Do I look right without my brows done? I mean, I know I do, but would the makeup look better if I did my brows? Why are you tearing, eye? Maybe because I am just still waking up. I'm gonna do my brows and edit this part out. I'm gonna go ahead and use this mascara, which also came in the Glam X. Very thin comb, not a problem. I can feel it combing through my lashes. What I'm doing is wiping off the excess because I can see it clumping on the tip of the brush. My first time opening it, my first time using it. And I do know for some mascaras, you do need to use them a few times for it to do whatever it does. And I'm sure it's something about how the air affects it. I just put it back in, took it back out, getting off the excess off the ends. I can't quite tell, like, is this brush frayed at the end? I think, you know what it is, because I can see it clearly down here in the mirror. So I guess that's for, like, if you're spiking your lashes or to spike at the bottom. And I'm thinking it was just mascara, excess mascara on the wand, and it wasn't. That's the shape of the wand. This is different. That's a unique style of wand. I haven't seen this design before. I like how the mascara is going on this eye better. So we're going to come back over here and put more. Actually, I need more mascara on the wand because I can feel it when it's used up off the wand. So that is that. I like the effect. We are not going to use the Pat McGrath gloss because I tried that on in the other video. So we're going to put that over here with used glosses. This is not going to go. Did I open it? Yes, the liquid lip. So let me just wipe off a little bit of chapstick. This is red. This looks like an orange red. What is that smell? All done. I like this color. I'm trying to place that scent. It smells sugary, but like, what does sugar smell like? Like cotton candy or something. With the eye look though, but I like the color. And I did receive 2 of these because they sent me a duplicate box. Because I had wrote in saying, you know, is there supposed to be an invoice or whatever, and they sent me a whole new box. We have 2 different blushes to try, and these are the last things for try-ons today. So we have this one from Ofra. Neither one of these, this might go with the lip, I don't know. And this one. I'm gonna do one on one cheek and one on the other cheek because you guys know I gets down like that. I did not I didn't pull out any brushes either. We're going to use these two brushes, the BK Beauty brushes. Not BK Beauty. I am so sorry, Lisa. I think that's her name. If I'm not, I'm sorry for that too. These are BH Cosmetics brushes. So we're going to take the smaller brush and go into here. Picked up nicely. And we're going to, oh, I look like a clown with this and this lipstick. I do like the blush shade. I like this shade. It reminds me of another shade I have from somewhere. This reminded me of this one right here. And I can't see what shade that is. This one. This is what it reminds me of, even though it looks way different. Or maybe not as different as I think. These are the two shades. But this is what it reminds me of. Look at that. So even though they don't appear the same at first glance, when I put it on, ooh, that's kind of bright. I like the color though, just not with this look. But this is a try on. We are trying it all on as much as possible. All right, so I'm going to put that brush down. We're going to pick up this brush and we're going to go into the Ofra. And this is really orange in person. Very orange. Let me tap off. Okay, I'm wiggling in. It's in the brush because this is the side where it's not. So it's in the brush. I'm not going to tap off this time. And it's coming off the brush. Okay, we're going in again. I see a little something, something. I'm going to turn down all the lights again. All up in you. This is what it looks like in person. Look at my bags. What's up, y'all? Hey! My double bag. You see what I'm saying? This is just a carry-on. Just a one little bag. Double bag. You got two. Carry-on and a check-in. Ooh, let me turn these lights back on. Turn them back on. Now, in person, looking down here. Ooh, that's a lot. It's looking red down here. It's looking red down here like this shade. Wow, it's just something how things don't look the same, but when you blend them out, they do. So this to me looks like this shade on my face. And because I wasn't seeing it and I kept applying it down here, it's just like all... Okay, let me put that down. I need to do something. My Fashion Fair powder, Truly Tawny. I'm going to take a different brush. We're going to take this brush. I just put a little powder in here. We're going to put in, tap off. And we're just going to go over all of that because this is looking really red down here in this mirror. This brush is so thin. And I want to say flimsy, but it does serve a purpose. But because it is so loose, that's the word. Because it's so loose, it doesn't hold powder. So when you're tapping it, it's going everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but everywhere in the vicinity. So I'm only doing this just to tone down, not necessarily to set my face, which I should because I'll be going out and I'll have a mask on. I'm liking this better over here now. I do not like the scent of this, but I definitely like this a lot better. I do like both of these blushes. I just need to not... I'm just tapping under my eyes for no other reason than to set my concealer, which is already set, and just getting the powder out of the lid so I won't make a mess when I do this. So that is it for this try on. Let me know what you think. My final thoughts. Nothing is itching, which is great because I have sensitive skin, for those of you who don't know. I like how the eye look turned out. I see why they paired this together. This I did not like as a lid shade. It was just too flat, but I loved the color because it was grungy, but I loved how it looked with this on top of it. So I understand this one. Dare I say I will keep this one. This one was easy because you only had the 4 shades. This one looks chunky, so I probably won't, though I want to put a little on my inner corner. Let's do it. We're going to take this brush and put this right here. I'm being very precise, just putting it on the tear duct right here and right here, instead of like the whole wrap thing, because, well, yeah, now I'm kind of wrapping it, because this does look like a chunky shade, and I don't want to get it in my eyes, and I also don't want to deal with fallout because I have none, which is great. Oh, I like that. So we have used, yes, I did just blow out my makeup. We used every shade in here and every shade in here. So we used 6 colors on our lid. I do like the eye look. I do. I like this blush, the Ofra the Ofra blush. I like this blush. Thanks again for those of you who were encouraging me to try it. I do like the mascara. The wand is going to take me getting used to, but I do like it. I like the effect. It did lift. It did separate. Gave me a little length. What else did we try? This, I like the color, but not with this. Not with the rest of the face. So like this, I like this. I like how the blush looks, even with the eye look on this side, but the lip is just a little too bright for the look. And we tried also the primer. So that's what we tried. 2 eyeshadow palettes, mascara, 2 blushes, a liquid lip, and face primer. So the only things left to try, oh, and we tried the hairspray. And we also tried the eye cream. So we have the face mask left to try and 3 face primers. I'm not going to open them all at the same time because that's just ridiculous. And that is it for this video. My face feels fine. Nothing feels itchy. My eyes stopped tearing. We're doing good. You all will see me in the next video. Let me know what you think about these products, either collectively as a look or individually. The eyeshadows. And then when I topped the lid shade with the shimmer, the blush, the lipstick. So either collectively or individually, what do you think? And also this foundation match. How is that looking? Thank you. I'm really, really going to go. You will see me in the next video.